Bianca and I'm doing my video assessment for my AIPT Complete PT course. I've done a pre-check of the gym, made sure there's no health and safety risks. I've made sure that the equipment that I'm going to be using is going to be free for my client, and I've contacted my client to make sure that she's still available and going to be attending. Hi, I'm Bianca. I'm going to be your personal trainer today.
Hi, nice to meet you.
I've already gotten you to fill out our pre-exercise screening before you came, so we'll just go through that together before we start.
Okay.
So it says that you haven't been to a gym, but you used to be a gymnast.
That's correct.
Yeah? How long ago was that?
About 10 years ago.
Okay. Are you hoping to get back some of that flexibility from
pretty much, just get fit.
Yeah. It says you're going to tone up and lose some weight as well.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
Do you know how much roughly you're wanting to lose?
Maybe 5 kilos.
Okay. But toning's your
main priority. Yeah.
No worries. Okay, and I'm just going through your medical information. It says here that you've got asthma.
Yes, I do. So it really affects me in the winter or when I've already get a cold.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it's not exercise?
No.
Okay.
That doesn't flare it up.
Okay, excellent. And it says here that you've got high blood pressure.
I do have high blood pressure.
Is it managed or?
Yeah, I take medication for it.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. And do you do any exercise at home, and how do you feel when you do that? Or
not really.
No?
Like a bit of walking here and there, and like a little bit of horse riding, but nothing else.
Okay. All right. And it says in your past injuries that you have a past knee injury?
I do. So I've dislocated my knee a few times.
Okay.
And so I've basically been told that I need to strengthen the muscles around it to stop that from happening.
Okay, no worries. And medication details, so obviously the medication for your blood pressure?
Yep.
And Ventolin, so
yes.
For your asthma?
Yep.
Yeah. And do you have that on?
I do, yeah. I have that on me.
Excellent. And it says you haven't been seriously ill and you haven't had any major operations?
No.
Okay, excellent. So now that we've gone through those, we can start our program for today. So today we're going to establish some starting points. So I'll measure your height, measure your weight, so then 4 to 6 weeks we can go back and see how you're progressing towards your goal. And I'll also do a flexibility test as another starting point, so to see how you're going. And then we'll be doing a series of exercises, which we'll be doing a body weight push-up. But because you've mentioned you've got high blood pressure, we'll do that against a wall. And we'll do a single arm row and a body weight lunge. Okay. And from there we'll move on to some cardiovascular endurance. You'll be doing that on the rower and the cross trainer. And we'll also be doing some innovative cardio on the rower again. We'll do some interval training. And then we'll finish up with some stretching. And that's what we'll do.
Awesome.
This session. Okay. We're going to measure your height. We've got pre-marked measurements here. I've been able to tape measure. So I just need you to remove your shoes and socks.
Sure.
So if you could please stand with your back to the wall, your feet against the wall. I need you to tilt your chin down just a little bit, not quite that much. Head back against the wall. I'm just going to put this above your head. If you could move away for me. So that's 174 centimetres. I'll take that down on your on your file. And now, with your shoes and socks still off, I'll zero the scales for you. If you could just jump on.
Sure.
Okay, excellent. So I'll put that on your file for you as well. So we're going to be doing the flexibility test now, which we're doing in the sit and reach. It'll measure the flexibility in your hip and lower back. So we've kept your shoes off. So if you could sit down on the floor with your feet flush against this box and your legs on the ground. Good job. So what I'm going to have you do is we're going to reach towards your toes and as far past your toes as you can.
Okay.
And we'll hold it for 2 seconds.
Yep.
And then I'll measure your best hold. So we'll do 3 attempts.
Okay.
And we'll measure your best hold.
Okay. And then straight away again?
Yeah, yep. Okay, so that's your best hold at 12 centimetres, which puts you in the average to good range for a female. So in 4 to 6 weeks we'll go again and see if you've increased your flexibility.
Okay.
So now we're moving on to the chest exercise part of the session today.
Okay.
And we're going to be doing a body weight push-up.
Sure.
But because you've mentioned that you've got high blood pressure, we're going to be doing a wall push-up instead. That helps lower the exertion level and keeping you more upright above, head above your heart.
Okay, yep.
Alright, so the muscles that we're going to be using in a push-up are your pectoralis major in your chest, your deltoids in your shoulder, and the triceps brachii, which is the upper back arm, and the serratus anterior, which is under your armpit, at the back of the chest. So, as well as the abdominals, keeping your core tight as you're lowering yourself down. So, the joints that you'll be using are your shoulder joint and your elbow joint predominantly. So I'll give you a demonstration.
Sure.
And then we'll give you a try.
Okay.
Alright, so we're facing the wall, about arm width away. We'll move your feet back slightly, just wider than shoulder width apart. Keeping your back nice and straight, you're going to bend your elbows, lowering your head towards the wall without touching and leaning on it. Come back out. So we'll breathe in on the way down, and we'll breathe out on the way down. And I'll get you to give it a go.
Okay. Here.
Yeah, that looks good. Keeping a nice straight spine. I'll get you to give 8 to go for me. Good work. How does that feel?
Good.
Doing a good job keeping that spine nice and straight. Still feeling good?
Yeah.
How many you got left?
1 more.
Good job. And where did you feel that?
In my shoulders.
In your shoulders?
Yeah.
Okay. Good job.
Awesome.
So now we're moving on to a back exercise. We're going to be doing a single arm row.
Sure.
A single arm row is a good balancing exercise to balance chest work like the push-up. Which ensuring a good balance helps with postural alignment.
Okay.
So the muscles that we'll be using in the single arm row are the latissimus dorsi, which is a large broad muscle in your back.
Okay.
Trapezius, which are tracheal muscles extending over the back of the neck and your shoulders. Posterior deltoid, which is the back of the shoulder that I mentioned earlier. And the biceps brachii, which is the front of the upper arm.
Okay.
Okay, so we do the single arm row on a flat bench.
Sure.
First we'll place your, I'll give you a demonstration, but first we'll place your left arm on the bench for stabilisation with your left knee.
Okay.
That's your anchor point.
Yeah.
Okay, so with the weight in the opposite hand hanging down towards the ground, you want a flat back, and we're going to bend the arm at the elbow and bring the dumbbell up towards your armpit. You'll exhale as you're doing that movement.
Okay.
And inhale as you lower the weight with control back down to the ground. Ensuring you keep your nice flat back with your head in a neutral position.
Okay.
I think you can give that a go
Sure.
now. How does that feel, that weight?
Good.
Good. Just remembering to exhale on the way up, giving that nice flat back.
And how many am I doing?
I'll get you to do one more and then we'll swap over to the other side. And how did that feel?
That felt good.
Felt good?
Yeah.
Excellent.
Oh, that was good. So should my head be like forward?
Not right up, but sort of in between. So
Okay.
you're not looking right down and arching your back. Good breathing. How's it feel on that side with that weight?
Good.
Excellent. We'll do two more and then you can stop. Good job. Thank you.
Thank you.
Now we're moving on to a leg exercise part of the session.
Okay.
The leg exercise we're going to do is a body weight lunge. Now the muscles that you use in a lunge are your gluteus maximus, so your bottom, your quadriceps, the front of your thighs, your hamstrings, the back of your thighs, and your soleus, which is your calves.
Okay.
You'll also be using your hip joint, knee joint, and ankle joint.
Okay. Sure.
The lunge is fairly low impact, which is why I've chosen it with your knee
Okay. Yeah.
knee injury.
Sure.
If you can't get the full range of motion, we'll adjust that
Okay.
as you go.
Yeah.
So I'll give you a demonstration. We want to stand with our feet together, our arms by our side. Lead with one leg about 2 or 3 feet distance. Bending your knee until it's over your ankle. You don't want your knee to go over your toes.
Sure.
You lift up your back heel pretty much automatically, which helps to bend that.
Okay.
We want roughly a 90-degree angle.
Yep.
And you'll inhale as you're going down, and then exhale to come back up to starting position. And we'll do that on both legs.
Yep.
And I'll get you to give that a go now.
Okay.
How does that feel with your knee?
Good.
Good?
Yeah.
Yep.
How many more do you want me to do?
I'll get you to do 4 more on each side, just to make sure that you're nice and stable. Remembering to inhale on your way down and exhale on your way up. Still no issue with your knee?
No.
Excellent. Now we're going to move on to the cardiovascular endurance section of the session. So we'll be doing that on 2 different machines. First the rower and then the cross trainer. But we're going to do some intervals in between those 2.
Okay. Sure.
Okay, so first with the rower, I'll get you to, I'll give you a demonstration, sorry.
Okay.
So we slide the seat back.
Yep.
Sit on the seat as it's slid back. Put our feet just to make sure it's going to be in the right position mid-foot. Then put our feet in tight enough. And feet right back against the foot pedal.
Okay.
Then with a straight back, we lean forward, grab the handle, pulling out up to just below our sternum, leading with the hands with a straight back. As we're passing our knees, we bend our knees, pull in through the heels. Okay, so I'll get you to jump on.
Sure.
And we'll talk you through Okay. Down again, so I'll come back to you. Yeah, so that looks like that'll be good. Yeah, it's around mid-foot. Tighten up. So cardiovascular endurance will increase your heart rate and your blood pressure. So because you have high blood pressure, I'll just be asking you throughout it how you're going. If you feel lightheaded, stop and we'll give you a rest and we'll go from there. It does it because your oxygen needs are increasing. Yeah. So that's the body's reaction to that. Okay, so we'll get you to pull back just under your sternum. Lead with your hands, bend your knees. Good job. Okay, how does that feel? Good. So I'll get you to do that for 5 minutes and then we'll come back and talk about the interval training. Move on to your interval training. Sure. So how are you feeling? Good. Good. Okay. So this rower has the option to go and do a selected workout. So we can put the intervals in here. So we'll go intervals time. We'll set this up. And then we'll go with a we'll go 20 seconds as fast as you can, as hard as you can, and then we'll do a 10-second rest, and we'll do that 2 or 3 times just to see how you're feeling, and we'll go from there. Okay. Alright, so I'll get you to start. Yep. So lead with your hands. How are you feeling? To catch your breath. Alright, and you're ready to go again? How are you feeling? Alright. Going up to your second rest now. Your heart racing a bit? Yeah. Yeah, it's definitely racing. Alrighty. Doing a fantastic job, Rachel. Okay, and we'll stop there. Okay. So now that you've finished, I'm sure you can feel your heart racing. Yeah, absolutely. So that's the your body going into the anaerobic energy system as your needs have surpassed the aerobic energy system. And so you'll catch your breath, that will come back. That's just going into a stage further than the aerobic that we were doing in the endurance section. Yeah, okay. Right, now we're on to the second part of your cardiovascular endurance. We're going to use the cross trainer here today. Sure. So the most important thing with getting on is making sure that the pedal closest to you is at the lowest point. So we do that by moving the handle. Alright, so that's just about lowest. And you'll grab the stationary handles, not the moving handles, as you climb up. So your left leg on this pedal, holding on. Coming up to the second one. Okay, now this machine, if you just want to start moving your legs forward, as if you're taking nice big strides, you can move on to the moving handles if that's more comfortable. We're just going to do an endurance, so I'm just going to select that on here. And this machine also has the option to enter your body weight to get a more accurate reading on the calories that you're expending. Okay, so I'm just going to up the level now for you. Up the resistance, make it that little bit harder, and that'll burn more calories. Okay. How does that feel? Good. I reckon you could go up a few more. Okay. How you feeling? Sure. Yeah? Alright, we'll give it a go. We'll do this for 5 to 10 minutes as well. Okay. So we're nearing the end of your time. How are you feeling? Good. A bit hard. You've done really well to keep up your speed. You've been really consistent. So good job. You can slow down to stop now. Okay, so if you hold stationary handles like you did getting on, it'll make sure that it doesn't move on you as you're getting up. Good job. To finish off your session today, we're going to do 2 stretches. Okay. First off, we're going to do a quadricep stretch. Sure. So I'll get you to stand against a wall, put your arm closest to the wall up high to steady you. Then you're going to kick your opposite leg up to your bottom, grab your foot or your ankle. With some upwards pressure, you're going to stretch that quadricep in here. Yep. We'll hold that for 30 seconds and then we'll swap over and do the other leg. So how are you feeling? Good. Is that stretching your quadricep there? Definitely. Okay. And now that you've done both sides of your quadricep, we're going to do a latissimus dorsi stretch. So we'll go both arms up in the air. Just grab your fingers together, cross your fingers over, and gently lean to one side until you feel a gentle to moderate stretch. Okay. Hold that for 5 to 10 seconds, and then we'll come up and do the other side. So I've chosen these 2 stretches because we did the work the latissimus dorsi in your single arm row, and you did your quadriceps in your lunge. So that's just helping stretch out those 2 muscles from using them. Okay. And how does that feel? Good. Where are you feeling that stretch? Down my side. Down your side? Okay, good. Alrighty, thank you very much for coming in today. Okay, for the special populations, I already included a wall push-up for my client Rachel as she had high blood pressure. Although her blood pressure is monitored and managed with medication, I was careful to monitor her throughout her cardio intervals especially to make sure that she was feeling well and that it wasn't rising and giving her a dizzy head. It's important to remember with high blood pressure to do low weight and high repetition rather than high weights and lower repetitions because that increases exertion levels on the client. So this session that I performed with Rachel today can be performed with a client with lower back pain. However, constant form review is important, especially on the rower, to make sure that they're not hunching or arching their back. A strong core is important in managing lower back pain, so ensuring that her core was activated at all times throughout this session would have been an important aspect. Exercises to avoid with lower back pain would be exercises such as a leg press or a floor crunch where there's excessive pressure on the lower spine. For a client with knee pain or knee injury, this program is relatively low impact. My client Rachel actually has a previous knee injury and she, through review, said that it was fine and there wasn't any pain. However, in the lunge, if she'd felt pain, she could have reduced her range of motion while slightly turning out her forward foot to strengthen that inner muscle of the knee. That's because oftentimes those muscles are weaker and lead to an imbalance.